If you've made it this far, it was not by chance. There's something greater guiding your steps at this very moment. God has seen your restlessness. The universe whispered your name, and your guardian angels brought you to this message. Take a deep breath. Feel this presence surrounding you now. Nothing is a coincidence when the heart is open. There is someone who has thought of you, someone who prayed for you in silence without anyone knowing, but what lies behind this is deeper than it seems. Where are you watching from right now? There is a person who holds your name within themselves, like someone protecting a fragile flame from the wind. They don't speak, they don't write, they don't show up, but they feel. And feeling sometimes is stronger than any spoken word. In recent days, this energy has intensified. The universe has been showing subtle signs. The same time repeating on the clock, an old song playing out of nowhere, a dream where someone's face appears unexpectedly. None of this is by chance. These are silent messages sent from soul to soul. This person, the one your heart recognizes even without naming, asked for prayer for you. Not as someone repeating an empty ritual, but as someone missing you, someone crying out to God for a reunion that life has not yet allowed. There's a knot between what they feel and what they can express, and that's why this message reached you today. Do you feel what vibrates within you? A mix of longing and peace, of memory and premonition. It's because a connection is being touched by the divine at this very moment. Spiritual life is made up of invisible lines. Some connect bodies, others connect souls. And there are souls that, even when apart, remain linked like roots beneath the earth. They cannot be seen, but they support one another. The person who asked for prayer for you did so with tearful eyes and a restless heart. They do not fully understand why they still feel so much, but they do. And deep down, you sense that there's something sacred between you two, something that time hasn't managed to erase. God heard that prayer. The universe collected every unspoken word. And the silence that exists between you today is not a void. It's a pause for love to heal before being rediscovered. Perhaps you felt something different in the past few days. A desire to retreat, a sudden memory, a shiver for no reason. These are subtle responses. Angels are working on what the eyes cannot see. There's an energy of regret hanging over this connection. Not in the sense of guilt, but of awareness. Someone has noticed what they lost, what they failed to say, what silence covered, and in asking for prayer, they also asked for forgiveness, even if without words. But there's a detail that few understand. When someone prays for you, even in secret, a bridge of light is formed. And it's through this bridge that pure intentions travel, touching your spirit. This is why you may have felt an inexplicable comfort, as if something heavy had been lifted from your chest, even without knowing why. The universe is wise. It works in layers, and often the answer you seek comes first in the form of peace. This person misses your presence, but what they feel goes beyond common longing. It's a kind of love that has matured in silence, a love that has learned that not all distance is forgetfulness, and not all silence is disinterest. There's a tenderness hidden in the gaze they avoid. There's a desire to go back to the words that were never spoken. But there's still fear. Fear of not being welcomed, fear of appearing weak, fear of reopening something that time tried to close. You know that kind of feeling that the heart recognizes, but reason tries to deny. That's what this is about. A love that persists even when the world seems to say no. God is reaching out to this person, guiding them from within, showing that there are paths that can only be found when both are ready for forgiveness. And perhaps without realizing it, you have also been called to pray for someone. Because the universe creates mirrors. When someone prays for you, your soul responds by praying back. No rehearsals, no intentions. It's love responding to love at the deepest level. There's also a touch of spiritual purpose in this connection. Not all connections are meant to last in physical form, but all come to teach something. And this person came to teach you about surrender, about faith, about the power of silent prayer. She thinks of you when she lies down. She asks God to protect you even if she can't be present. And that request rises like a gentle perfume, touching the ears of the divine. Have you ever noticed how sometimes you feel an urge to forgive, even without knowing why? Or a sudden emotion when remembering someone, as if a wave of tenderness washed over you? These are signs that something is being healed on the spiritual plane. The angels are stitching together what was torn. They are preparing for a reunion, whether in words, in thoughts, or in silence. Because there are reunions that don't require physical presence. It's enough for the heart to be open. The universe wants to remind you, you have not been forgotten. Even when nothing happens in the visible, the invisible is moving. And there is an energy coming your way, an energy of reconciliation and healing. You may have wondered, why do I still think of this person? Why can't I just move on? The answer is simple and profound. Because there is something unfinished, something the universe is still balancing. Not every story needs to end with a period. Some continue like prayers that keep echoing through time, and this is one of them. This person misses you, but more than that, she feels the void of the absence of peace. She seeks God, trying to understand what she feels, and it was in that moment that her name and yours crossed in prayer. There is something sacred about this, something that even reason cannot explain. Because true love doesn't need a stage or an audience. It happens in silence, in faith, in surrender. The universe has been watching your heart, and it knows that you have also been praying, asking for light, clarity, and peace. Know this, your prayer has been heard, and it was through it that this person felt the urge to seek God's presence. You lit a spark in their soul. Nothing that happened was in vain. Every distance, every doubt, every tear, everything served to break down pride, dissolve rigidity, and make room for forgiveness. There are things that only bloom when the soul bows before the divine. And this connection is one of those rare flowers which do not grow in the sun but in the shadow of regret and in the light of love. Time now works in your favor. God doesn't want you to remain trapped in the past, but to trust in the purpose. What is genuine does not get lost. It only transforms until it's ready to return. Do you feel that gentle warmth in your chest now? It's not your imagination. It's the touch of this person's spiritual presence passing through you like a breeze. They thought of you recently, and in that thought they sent love, perhaps not knowing that you would feel it. The guardian angels are smiling because they know that healing has already begun, and God, who sees everything in silence, is preparing something that will surprise both of you. Everything has its right time, but for now just embrace this peace. It is the answer. Now let's go deeper, because there is something that still weighs between you, something that the universe wants you to understand, not fear. What exists between you and this person is silence. But sometimes silence screams louder than 1,000 words. It is made of fear, of indecision, of painful memories, and of promises unfulfilled. This person did pull away, yes, but the distance wasn't just a choice. It was an escape from what they felt, an escape from themselves, an escape from the intensity this connection brought. There are moments when love can be frightening, mainly when they show what the other is afraid to see in themselves. And you were a mirror that revealed deep truths, ancient wounds, hidden weaknesses. That's why she fell silent. That's why the distance grew, but within that silence there is an echo, and the echo is the name this person tries not to say. God allowed this time apart, not as a punishment, but as a healing. The universe knows that immature love hurts, and sometimes it's necessary to break in order to rebuild. You may have felt forgotten, ignored, left aside. But it was not forgetfulness, it was confusion. It was fear of feeling so much and not knowing what to do with it. You know when the heart wants, but the mind screams no. That was it. And the result was this silence, this pause that today hurts, but also prepares. Because true love is not born ready. It needs to go through winters, through shadows, through nights of doubt. And you are living through this winter. But even winter has beauty. It's in the cold that the roots dig deeper. This person feels, but doesn't know how to express it. They carry a mix of longing and regret, desire and fear. And it's in this internal conflict that they pray for you, because praying is the only way they found to stay connected without exposing themselves. There are silent tears involved in this prayer, and there is sincere regret, not for having loved, but for not having known how to show that love. God hears both souls, and what he says now is, there is no true love that is lost. There are only loves waiting for the right time. Have you ever felt that someone distanced themselves out of fear, not because of a lack of love? Think about that, because that's the central point of this story. This person is scared of not being enough, scared of returning and not being welcomed, scared of looking into your eyes and seeing that time has changed everything. But there is also hope, a hope that does not die. The universe is slowly moving the pieces, and when the healing is complete, a sign will come. It may be an unexpected message, a reunion, a dream so real that it feels like a touch. Until then, the invitation is to trust. Because while you feel longing, God is working. While you ask yourself why, the angels are writing answers in silence. And if today there is distance, it's because love is being refined. What comes after this time will be lighter, purer, more genuine. You are not alone in this process. The universe watches over you tenderly, and that person still prays for you in silence. Do you feel what's in this moment? A gentle peace trying to make space within the pain. It's the first ray of light breaking through the closed window. Because yes, the window still lets in light. Everything is being prepared. God hasn't forgotten a single one of your tears, and this story will still have a peaceful conclusion. But for now, here's the invitation. Stay open. Don't harbor resentment. Just trust. Because the one who prays for you in secret, even without the courage to speak, is already being touched by divine hands. And when the moment arrives, the silence will transform into words, the shadow into light, the fear into truth. Until then, take care of your heart as one tends to a garden in waiting. The right flowers bloom at the right time. And this story, although silent, isn't over yet. Now tell me, do you believe that silence can also be a form of love? Write in the comments the word that touched your heart the most today. Something is being prepared, silently, deeply, with God's wisdom and the universe's patience. While you seek answers, the divine is already moving the pieces. The guardian angels work in the invisible, stitching together what seemed lost, realigning hearts that are still searching for one another. What seemed distant is drawing closer. What seemed cold is warming up, and what seemed forgotten is beginning to bloom. This person thinks of you more than they admit. They think of you when they wake up, when they lay down. They think when the silence is too overwhelming. She tries to move on, but her heart always returns to the same place, the spot where your name rests, and the universe insists on reminding her. A song, a number, a dream, a word. Nothing is random. These are signs. Because true love doesn't fade. It only changes form until it is understood. In God's plan, no bond is broken. It matures, grows quiet, and waits for the right time. Do you feel it? That lightness coming, that sense of change. It's the universe responding to your prayers and to hers. There is reconciliation buzzing in the air. But it's not just a physical encounter. It's spiritual healing. Souls that love learn to forgive one another. And forgiveness opens pathways that once seemed locked. God is guiding you both, guiding this person to recognize the value of their feelings, and guiding you to trust without fear. Sometimes love needs to get lost to be found in the right way. And now, it is being reshaped with faith and purpose. This person feels nostalgic, but more than that, they miss the peace. And when they pray, they ask for light. The universe gathers every word and returns it as relief. Pride and fear are being dissolved. The heart is opening to a new beginning. Breathe. Feel this presence surrounding you now. It's not imagination. It's a sign. The time of silence is changing its tone. The clouds are beginning to dissipate. The light is coming closer. Love is awakening. Do you believe that silence speaks too? Because it does. And what this person's silence says now is, I never forgot you. God is writing the reunion, patiently, lovingly, perfectly. Your part is to trust. There are stories that God writes with tears and finishes with light. Yours is one of them. No distance erases what is true. No silence dims what was born from the soul. What comes from God finds its way back. The universe realigns what was misaligned. It reunites what seemed lost, and it calms what was restless. This person was sent to teach you about surrender, about trusting, even without understanding, about waiting without losing faith. Mature love is patient. It doesn't demand, it doesn't plead, it simply believes. God knows the timing of everything, and if your soul still feels, it's because there is purpose. If your intuition still calls, it's because there is a lesson. Nothing is lost. What is true bends, but does not break. The guardian angels are preparing the reunion at the right time and in the right way. When that happens, everything will make sense. Every tear has been a seed, every silence preparation, every longing a prayer. The universe guides you to your own strength, and when you stand firm, love will find you again. God wants to see your heart light, and even when it seems to be collapsing, He is rebuilding with purpose. Nothing is lost. Everything returns transformed into a blessing. Do you feel that light inside you? It's the divine reigniting hope. Surrender, trust, embrace. The answers are not far away. They are within. And when your heart aligns with faith, the universe will move mountains. Souls that love each other never get lost forever. They just reunite in a new light. And when that happens, there will be peace, because the past will have fulfilled its role. Everything that is blessed flourishes, and everything that is touched by God is reborn. You have not been forgotten, not by that person, not by the universe, not by God. Keep going with faith. Love is being prepared to return clean, light, and whole. No distance erases what is true. The universe always realigns hearts that seek each other. Take a deep breath. Feel the silence within you. It is not absence, it is presence. You may have come this far with a weary heart, but know, your prayers have been heard. Nothing is stagnant. The universe is at work, and silence is the time of miracles. You don't need to understand everything. Just feel. And feeling is faith. I ask you, which word from this message spoke to you the most today? Write it in the comments. It might illuminate someone. If this message resonated with you, leave your like. This helps the light to spread. Share it too. Maybe someone needs to know that God is still working behind the scenes. And if you want to keep receiving words that touch, heal, and remind you of the power of the invisible, subscribe. Turn on the notification bell. Let the guardian angels find you in the upcoming messages. Each video is a prayer. Each word is a hug from the universe. Before you go, remember, love hasn't been lost. It has merely retreated to come back stronger. The universe takes care of everything. And when the reunion happens, in a glance, in a dream, or in silence, you will know it was God who guided you. May your heart remain open. May the angels guide you. And when that person thinks of you again, may they feel the peace that now resides in you. Write in the comments, what word touched your heart the most? If this message brought you peace, share it with love. And to keep receiving messages like this, subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Guardian of the Word says goodbye with light. What comes from God remains, and everything that is true will find its way back one day.